You ever have one of those great ideas that just gets stuck? You know, it's a brilliant concept, but it never quite makes it out of the thinking about it phase. Well, what if I told you there's a simple roadmap that works for any project, whether it's a personal goal or something for work? Let's break it down.
Seriously, think about that for a second. One is this creative, digital thing, launching a newsletter. The other is a totally physical, hands-on job, building a bookshelf. I mean, they couldn't seem more different, right?
Oh, here's the secret. They're both projects. And any project, I don't care how big or small, can be tackled with the exact same basic framework. And look, this isn't some complicated corporate jargon. It's a super straightforward roadmap that helps you make clear decisions and guide you from that initial spark all the way to done. So, here it is, the roadmap. It's just 4 simple phases. First, initiation, that's where you define the idea. Then planning, where you figure out all the little details. After that, it's execution, the actual doing of the thing. And finally, closure, where you wrap it all up with a bow. This structure is your secret weapon, really. It frees up all that mental energy you'd spend wondering how to work, so you can just, focus on the work itself.
Now here's a really crucial point. Your success is decided long before you write a single word or pick up a single tool. Those first 2 phases, initiation and planning, that's you creating a solid blueprint. If you get this part right, trust me, everything that follows gets a whole lot easier.
So how do we take an idea and make it, real? Let's stick with our community newsletter example. First up is scope. Think of these as the boundaries. We'll decide it's a monthly, 1-page digital newsletter, not some glossy printed magazine. Next, objectives. These are your measurable goals, like launch by the end of the month for under $50. See? Super clear. And finally, deliverables. That's the actual stuff you'll create, the finished PDF file and the email that goes out. Simple, right?
No project happens in a vacuum, right? You've got to figure out who's involved. We call these people stakeholders. For our newsletter, the primary users are obviously the folks in the community who'll read it. The project team might just be you and a friend who's helping you write. A decision maker could be a community leader who has to give the final thumbs up. And an external party? That could be the email service you're using. Just knowing who's who makes communication way easier down the line.
All right, next up, the schedule. This does not have to be some crazy, complicated chart. It's all about logical flow. I mean, you can't write the articles before you brainstorm the topics, right? And you definitely can't send out a newsletter you haven't designed yet. Just putting the tasks in order gives you a clear path forward and lets you see your progress week by week.
So you've got this awesome plan, a crystal clear schedule, everything looks perfect. But we all know life loves to throw a wrench in the works. Thinking about what could go wrong isn't being negative, it's just being smart.
You can actually group these potential headaches into 4 main buckets. You've got your operational risks, that's stuff like your computer deciding to die. Financial risks, maybe that email service you picked suddenly jacks up its prices. A stakeholder risk could be that friend who is helping you suddenly get swamped with other stuff. And an external risk, your internet goes out right on distribution day. See? Just thinking about them helps you prepare.
Okay, our blueprint is solid. We've thought about what might go wrong. Now it's time to roll up our sleeves. Welcome to the execution phase. This is where we actually do the work. But doing the work is only half the battle. We also have to keep an eye on how it's all going.
The easiest way to track your progress, honestly, is just to check things off a list. Did we plan to brainstorm content in week 1? Yep, great, check. It gives you this awesome sense of accomplishment and a really clear picture of what's done versus what's still left.
Let's be real. Our brains just love visuals. Instead of a boring old list, imagine a simple progress bar or a pie chart that shows you're 75% complete. It's so much more motivating. It's just a quick, at-a-glance way to see exactly how far you've come. Think of a milestone as a major checkpoint in the race. For our newsletter, maybe all articles written is a milestone. It's a big deal. Hitting these on time is a great sign that your project is healthy. If you miss one, it's not the end of the world. It's just an early warning that you might need to adjust the plan a little.
So, remember all those risks we brainstormed earlier? Well, when one of them actually happens, it graduates from a risk to an issue. An issue log sounds formal, but it's just a simple list where you write down the problem and, this is the important part, what you're going to do to fix it. It's how you make sure things don't get forgotten. All right, we are in the home stretch. The work is getting done. We're tracking our progress. Now let's talk about the money and how to finish the project strong as we head into that final closure phase.
Look, almost every project has some costs, even the little ones, but you can break them down into 3 simple buckets to make it less scary. Task costs, that's about your time.
And hey, even if you're not paying yourself, your time is a resource. Material costs are things you actually buy, like software or a design template. And overheads are those background support costs, like a bit of your internet bill. Thinking about it this way makes budgeting feel totally manageable.
Keeping the budget on track is really just a simple 4-step loop. First, you write down what you plan to spend. Second, as you actually spend money, you write down the real amount. Third, you compare the two numbers. And fourth, if there's a big difference, you just figure out why. That's it.
So that comparison is the key. Let's say you budgeted $100, but you ended up spending $120. That $20 difference is your variance. Now, the goal here is not to feel bad about it. The goal is to get curious and ask why. Did the price for something go up? Did you have to buy an extra stock photo? Understanding the why helps you manage the rest of your budget and plan even better next time.
A project isn't really done just because the work is done. It's done when you close it out properly. That means you officially hand over the final product, our beautiful newsletter PDF. You get a confirmation from your stakeholders that, yep, they're happy. And this is so important. You take 5 minutes to just jot down what went well and what you do differently next time. This is how you get better and better with every single project.
So there you have it. We went from a simple little idea all the way to a finished project. We covered a lot of ground, but honestly, it all boils down to just a few key tools you can pack in your mental toolkit for whatever you decide to tackle next. If you remember absolutely nothing else, please remember this. Every single successful project, from building a bookshelf to launching a company, is built on these 3 pillars. 1. A clear scope, so you know exactly what you're doing. 2. A simple schedule, so you know when you're doing it. And 3. A basic budget, so you know what it will cost. That is it. That's the secret sauce.
This framework isn't just some abstract theory. It is a practical, powerful tool that turns messy, chaotic ideas into finished realities. You now have the exact same roadmap that professionals use, but simplified for any goal you can dream up. So, the only question left is, what are you going to build with it?